What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Content a Corner. My name is Herb.
What's up, everybody? My name is Lens.
And this week we're talking r- not like super recent movies. Within the past like 2 years, was it? No,
Year.
3 years now. I
Year.
think.
No.
Was it
Year.
last year?
Yeah, dude.
Oh shit! All right, cool. So yeah, within the past year, we are talking The Old Guard.
The
Yes.
old yard, yeah. The
With
snitchel.
I hate you. With the Charlize Theron and the Wiener Schnitzel.
The Venus snitchel.
Nah, but it's a movie on Netflix. It's actually is it a Netflix original?
Netflix original.
Damn, I don't see. I have not watched that many Netflix originals where I was just like, I love this movie.
Dude, this is
Yeah,
probably it's my favorite Netflix original movie so far.
hands down, no
Second
contest.
place being Extraction. Close second. Very close second.
Trying to remember that movie.
That's the one with Chris Hemsworth. He just goes absolutely ham in India.
Oh
That was
yeah,
a
that
great
was a
one.
really good
That was a
one
really
too.
good one.
That was a really good one. Oh my god, that was so good. Um, but yeah, so like the Old Guard. I really love the I guess
Lore.
everything about it, but like the lore with it, yeah,
The lore is
because
fantastic.
because it like they don't tell you a lot, and which understandably so. It is a based on a is it graphic novels or just novels?
Graphic novel.
It is graphic novel. Okay, based on a graphic novel series. Um, and that being said, like I thought of it as the quote unquote live action version of a light novel anime. It's made to make you go read it.
I
Like just
think, I do think it was made to make you go read it, but also I think that there's a movie franchise here.
oh no, I definitely think that
Dude,
you can make a franchise
it's
out of this
so
shit.
good. I want the old guard 2. I want the new guard. I want the royal guard. I want the king's guard. I want the imperial guard. Like, I want the first
Well,
guard, the
we
last
already have the
guard.
we already have the Imperial Guard.
Give me another one.
For those who don't know, the Imperial Guard is what do you call it? A force in the world of Warhammer 40k. I don't expect most people to know that,
I didn't know
but
that.
yeah, they protect the Earth along with the Space Marines for the Emperor.
Nice. But
Yeah,
yeah, man, like that's how good it was. I want this to be an entire movie franchise.
it would be so good. It would be so fucking good. And I actually really like the characters and like just everything, man, just everything. And the shit they deal with, it makes sense that they would deal with that in like real life, you know?
Yeah,
It does make sense. Um, so I definitely highly recommend go watch it right now.
I guess a quick synopsis.
Like stop watching this episode and go watch that movie right now.
I mean, I do highly
Do it.
recommend it. It's
Do it, you
worth
cowards.
stopping this episode, watching it, and then continuing this episode.
Do it, you
Um,
cowards.
a quick synopsis. Basically, it is about a group of immortal beings who fight and try to do good in their long lifespans.
Yep. Yep.
It's pretty much it. But it's a very good story. Some pretty decent action. Charlize Theron killing it as per usual. She's been killing it for a while.
I love her. She's great.
She is great. I'm surprised she hasn't. Was she in a Marvel movie?
Yeah, wasn't she?
I don't
I'm
remember.
like so sure that she was, and I'm just blanking on it.
See, I don't remember her in a Marvel movie. I think she should have been Captain Marvel.
Oh no, I saw her in Mad Max. That's where I'm remembering her recent
Mm,
movies from.
yeah, but yeah, I
Which,
think she
don't
should
get me
have been
wrong.
Captain Marvel more than Brie Larson. Is that her?
Yes,
I just don't like Brie Larson.
fair. I mean, I think Brie Larson did a great job still, but
I like the movie. I just, I think it would have been better with Charlize Theron instead. That's me.
Charlize Theron. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, especially after seeing this, especially after seeing this,
Word.
like, oh yeah, so she's not. I thought she was for some reason, but she's not. Um, but yeah, like, I mean, they could still. There's plenty of other characters that get introduced that they could use her for. Like, I never expected Kate Blanchett to be in a Marvel movie, yet here we are.
Uh, Help me out.
Hella,
Oh, you're right. And she did a fantastic job.
bro. Oh my god.
Absolutely
But
killed
to her credit, I will also say it also plays along with when you have an actor who wants to do the role like really badly, they usually do a great job.
it. Facts.
She's been wanting to do an evil queen for years.
Forever. She's like, give it to me. Trust me. Believe in me. I got it. And guess what? She killed it. Knocked it out of the park.
Bro, she delivered. She delivered. She was like the best. At least she was my favorite part of that movie of Ragnarok. Anyway, getting
Ragnarok was
sidetracked.
just great all over. Yeah, we are getting sidetracked. Sorry.
But yeah, so that's enough spoiler-free talk. We already said go watch it now.
Yeah, I don't know
I
what
don't.
you're waiting for. If you haven't watched,
I
what are you doing here?
it, we told you to stop the episode and go watch it.
And then
So
come back.
do it.
And then come back.
Yeah, and then come back. Now,
Now that you've
spoiler-filled talk.
right?
Hold on,
Great
hold on.
movie,
We'll,
right?
we'll give you.
It was
We'll
great,
give you a
right?
couple seconds. Here's a timestamp. Pause it here. We'll give you a couple seconds.
How dope was that? How dope was that?
Right?
How dope was
That was
that?
enough time to watch.
It was great, right?
That was enough time to go watch a 2-hour movie, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so spoiler talk now. Full spoilers. Yo. So I have theories.
Theories.
I have theories.
What are
So
the
like
theories?
one thing that became a big thing in the movie was, and then the story. Why does their immortality run out?
Mm-hmm.
Like how and why? And this could just be a timing thing, and I'm reading too much into it. But what I read into it, the way I felt like, so with what little we do know based on just the movie,
Mm-hmm.
so we know of two immortals who lost their immortality. One guy in the very very deep past, Lycan, I think was how they pronounce his name.
I think so.
I remember I wanted to say Lycon because the way it was written, but it was Lycan. I was like, okay. And he wasn't healing. And, he was just saying like pretty calmly to them as they were freaking out, as Andy and Quinn were freaking out. He's just like, it's time. It's time.
Let me go. Let me
And
rest.
and then the other one is Andy herself, who she loses it about halfway to 3/4 of the movie,
3/4.
around there. And at this point, she's given up. Like, she just doesn't care anymore. You know what I mean?
Giving up on humanity, not on
Yeah.
like, herself.
Not on herself, but she's just tired of doing what she's doing. And like, the way my theory is that your what's the word I'm thinking of? Your dedication to the role of being, an undying warrior for the sake of humanity.
Mm.
I feel like that has to do with it because the way the fact that Lycan was so like cool with it, especially considering that he hadn't been as immortal for as long as Quinn or Andy, right? He was the third one who joined them.
Yeah.
I would say I feel like what do you call it? He probably wasn't as attached to the mission yet. And because Andy gave up, it's like it knows what like when you're still willing to fight and when you're not, you know?
That's an
So
interesting theory.
I yeah, so because Booker we had a bit of a scare when they attacked their hideout, which was like on the outside of Paris.
Hmm.
And he wasn't healing right away, and it took a second for it to like start up. And then we find out later that he's kind of done. He wants to figure out a way to just die,
Uh huh.
because he's tired. So I'm like, what if that was him kind of almost giving up? But then when Andy, was yelling for him, that kind of like brought them together, and then, all right,
I don't think so.
maybe again, this is all based on the theory that it's not a biological or power based thing; it's a belief based thing. You know what I mean? Like a mental state thing.
I
Who
guess,
knows?
but the thing is, like the logic follows, right? Like the more serious the wound,
The
the
longer,
longer it takes,
yeah.
right?
hmm
Um, but so does that also mean that Andy gets her immortality back?
That I don't know. My guess is that she won't. Like I have no grounds for this part,
Mm,
but my guess is that once you lose it, it's over. Like it's gone. That's
gotcha.
my thought. But who knows? Maybe it's like, oh, once you realize that you still want to fight, even if you're not immortal, you just gain it back, which I think would be kind of cool. Because don't get me wrong, that life they live is a lonely and depressing as fuck life.
It sucks.
Just
It
just
really
constant
sucks.
conflict. Constant conflict. You can't ever get close to anybody because if you do, you're literally gonna watch them die.
It's heartbreak waiting to happen.
Which is why I actually found some comfort in Nikki and what was the other one's name?
Oh fucking! I can't remember.
I can't remember his name, but the two of them at least finding like love and warmth from each other. You know what I mean? It brought me some comfort with that because at least they each found someone.
Bro, they got eternal love.
Exactly, literally eternal love, and it's funny because what had me dying is when they're like, "Oh, I think it was Nick who says like, who would have
Joe,
thought
by the
that?"
way.
Oh, is it
Joe.
Joe? Okay, I think it was Nick who said this. It was either Nicky or Joe. That's like, who would have like they met in the Crusades and they killed each other a lot because they were
Mm.
immortal, and then they're like, who would have thought that they would have that the as he put, who would have thought that the love of my life would have been one of the people I was taught to hate so much.
Word, bro. Like because it's such interesting like stories happening there. You want to know like what they've done, like what part of history they've played, because like by the end of the movie you find out like Andy herself, incalculable how much good
Yeah.
she's done, right? So like
Yeah.
I'm willing to like watch prequels. I want to know what like which of the world wars they like did well they probably participated in like all of them, but like what did they do? You know, how did it
and
go
and that's
down?
another thing. Copley, when he made that like board that basically showed them like how much good they did in that, because he broke it down. It's like, oh, they save a person, and then within 2 to 3 generations, someone who's descended from that person ends up benefiting all of humanity.
Word.
I was like, what? That's wild.
It's crazy.
Also, that is a big like you know motivation boosts, morale boosts for them too, because they've gone all these centuries not knowing like why we're doing this. What is the point?
Or they're like,
So
oh,
just
now that we like beat these guys or free these people or save these lives, things should get better. But they don't see it because there's always another person to beat, another person to save, another tragedy or disaster to prevent. So they're stuck bogged down in the shits that they never get a chance to like look around and be like, wow, is this because of me? Is this really what I did?
yeah, and then like with
Watch,
that,
watch, watch
right?
out, Herbert. They're coming for you.
it's la migra. Anyway, I can only say that because I'm Latino. Anyway, uh, but yeah, so it's like it was just crazy the amount like that they did. What was it? I think um what was it? I think there was even something that like Copley said about someone that Andy saved that like oh they saved and then like their grandnephew or grandchild or whatever was the one who ended up finding the like
Early detection for
uh
diabetes, I think.
that yeah early detection for diabetes and it's just like what like it's crazy when you think about that because and a lot of times like don't get me wrong it's not always like oh you know it's medical related it's just people just end up they save someone and someone in that person's family who they saved ends up like finding some kind of like technological or scientific or medical marvel something you
Or
know
maybe they
something that
just like prevent a disaster. Oh yeah,
that too
one was like the dude prevented like a nuclear like some shit going down in like 1978. He was like, oh
yeah
yeah, he probably
yeah
saved all of civilization, and I was like,
yeah
excuse me. So you're telling me if Andy didn't save like his great grandparents, like everybody would have died? Wow,
yes
damn,
yes and that's wild all right
that is pretty
that's
wild.
just crazy but it's so dope but it's so dope
Honestly, dude, I am really interested to see what Nile does in her future. You know,
right
the
that's the
the new
newest member
immortal, the new blood out
hmm
here. I want to know what I also want to know what her signature old school weapon is going to be, or signature melee weapon, because everybody has a melee weapon. Andy had like the battle axe. I think Joe had this machete. It was something.
something like that.
I know Nikki had the broadsword.
One of them just had like a freaking claymore. I
I
forgot which
I think
one.
that was Nikki.
Was that Nikki?
Like
Just with
the sword like on the
straight,
side, right?
yeah. This is a straight up claymore. I'm like, why?
It's fucking awesome. That's why.
It's like, yo, when bullets aren't enough, bro. When bullets aren't enough.
Bro, you run out of bullets, you don't run out of blade.
It's true. It's true. Or one of my favorite scenes is still where Andy and Niall first meet. Right, they're on the plane, and then they're like, she says the pilot something. He goes, hey, you think she speaks Russian? And then straight up shoots the pilot. Niles is freaking out, and I was like, "Oh God, what do you need to pilot?" I was like, what? By the way, I asked him. I was like, "What'd you even say to them?" I asked him if you think she speaks Russian, and she looks over, and the pilot just gets up because he's also immortal.
Because no, so the pilot's not immortal. Um,
No, he got back up.
no, she did get back up, but she told him to play dead in Russian, and then afterwards she was like, "Do you speak Russian?" And then she's like, "No."
No, but I'm pretty sure she shot him in the head though.
It
So
looked
for him to
like it.
play dead,
It looked like it, but the pilot's not immortal.
true.
Yeah, it said play
May,
dead. Not like if he was an immortal, then she wouldn't have said play dead. She would have just shot him.
well, no, because like he could have played dead. Would have been like to just stay down, you know. Don't get up.
I,
Don't be like, what the fuck?
either way,
Like remember, like I was gonna say, like in Men in Black One when they shot his head off, and then he's just like, you know how much that stings? God damn it! Why'd you shoot me in the head? Ugh!
feel you. Either way, because there were only 5
They they say
immortals.
there's 5 of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like that guy
that's
is not one of
true.
them.
Who knows? Maybe she just shot his shoulder or something, or winged him,
Something. I think it was a blank.
and he just went forward as if he got shot.
Yeah, because like I said, like she said, play dead, right?
They did. Yeah.
It
Oh
was a
man,
good move though.
it was a good move, and like seeing her fight hand to hand, I was just like, yo. I really wanted her like now to be like, what fighting style is that? And she'd just be like, yes,
All of
I've
it,
learned them all. I
all
don't
of
know
it.
anymore.
Dude, what did Sebastian say? That woman's learned more ways to kill than
No, she's
entire armies. So
forgotten. She's
yeah,
forgotten
forgotten.
more ways to kill than entire armies will ever learn.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
I was like, what do you
What you mean
mean?
she forgot? You mean so you told me she learned the like 5 finger death punch and forgot it?
Nah, because you know what is, Lens? She learned the five finger death punch, right?
Hmm.
But then it became the one knuckle death flick.
The one knuckle death flick, absolutely ridiculous. So
You know, that'd be a hilarious thing to see.
instead of having your heart stop after 5 steps, what does that do?
Oh, what do you call it? She flicks you,
Hmm.
and then your heart just jumps out of your throat, literally.
That's OD. At least with the 5 finger death punch, you don't see it. Like it explodes inside of you. Like, come on.
There's less control with the flick, but it's quicker. It's more efficient because just one stroke.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I want someone to make like a death flick now.
That'd be hilarious. Dude, watch
I
Naruto
mean,
show. There's everything of death. There's the kick of death. There's the punch of
the
death.
death
Block of death.
punchies. Death punchies. Nah, but I was just like, actually, no. There is. If you think about it, a flick of death. It's called Hokuto no Ken.
You're right.
He will kill you with one finger. Literally, he'll tap you on the shoulder and be like, "You're already dead." What do you?
And you're dead.
But yeah, man. Like it's. I want more of it. Also, like the end of the movie where Booker's been banished to be a because he
Isolation.
betrayed the group. Yeah, isolation for 100 years. Which I mean, yes, he's immortal,
Hmm.
but but being one of only five immortals on the entire planet, and you can't be around them, you will feel literally so alone.
Dude, after 6 months, he's already a mess.
I
He's
mean,
already an absolute wreck after 6 months. Hasn't even been a full year, let alone 100.
but like, I can't blame him.
Oh no, I can't. But like
You
all
know.
I'm saying is like imagine what he would look like after 100.
Which is why I think it makes it so much more impactful that Quinn finds him, because that raised so many questions for me. Like, okay, how does she get out? How like my guess is as for getting out, it's been what 500 years,
Rust.
just rust. Eventually, that Iron Maiden will rust and
Word.
become fragile enough where
And
she
those
can just bust
punches
out.
will
Uh huh.
like cuz I'm sure like every time she came back to life, she kept punching. She kept clawing.
Mm hmm. Mm hmm. And then like she keeps healing.
Word.
I'm just like, all right. And then so there's that. Where in the ocean? Because she definitely would. Did she just was she close enough to shore she could just get back up to the surface, or did she have to like swim for because she was in the middle of the Pacific or the Atlantic? Who knows? Actually, it'd be the
It was
Atlantic,
the Atlantic,
somewhere in the
yeah.
Atlantic. Yeah, but like or the Black Sea. I mean,
Probably
not the
the
Black
Black
Sea,
Sea.
or the Mediterranean.
Mediterranean.
Sorry. Yeah,
They were in England, so they probably just like off the I don't want to say coast of England, but like somewhere in the Atlantic.
true. Somewhere in the Atlantic. Anyway, but the point is like, how far does she have to swim? Also, like, was she just
What's
able
her
to
plans
communicate right
now?
off the bat? Was she just able to communicate right off the bat with people?
Oh yeah, good
Well,
point. Like it's been 500 years since she like last talked to a person. Like how much she could probably like if she went back to England just talking super old English.
exactly. And then there's that. And then what do you call it? How did she find Booker? How,
Word.
because
Like well, don't
well,
isn't
I
it
mean
the
they have
dreams?
dreams of each other
Yeah.
apparently until they meet. But like,
There's a lot of adaptation that she
no,
has to do.
no, actually no.
There's a lot
That no.
of
Finding him would be the easy part. You're right because of the dreams.
yeah.
Because you do see his immediate surroundings, so she keeps having dreams. Eventually, she'll notice he's staying in England, like in that area.
Yeah. I don't know where he is,
Um,
but
either France or England, one of the two.
it looked like Europe. That's all
Yeah,
I'm sure of. Europe.
right. Just Europe,
Uh
Europa.
I want to know what her plans are. Like what like I know she's tight. I know she's angry. But
Hmm.
like really? Like really?
But Lens, she's gonna be tight simply because of the fact that, like,
Andy gave up.
yeah,
And I get it. Trust me, I get it. But it's like not her fault.
it's like, bro, you were literally somewhere in all of the Atlantic Ocean.
Word, that's the second biggest ocean.
Like, what
Like,
did you want?
come on. Like, think about it this way: 70% of Earth is covered in water. All right,
Hmm.
and like you're in the second biggest ocean, so like you're at least in 25. I got 25% of like the whole globe, all of it, all of it. And here's the crazy part: we as a species have not discovered all that there is in the ocean.
No,
As a
no.
species, I'm one person. I'm literally the only person looking for you. Like, come on.
Like, I feel like this isn't a stretch. We know more about our moon, which is mad far away, than we do of our oceans.
That is fact. That is factual.
I want to point that out there. We've been able to leave the planet, go to our moon, and learn all of that, and still we don't know everything about the oceans.
It's harder to learn about like other celestial bodies than it is our own goddamn ocean. I mean, water pressure is a bitch, right?
Water pressure is a bitch. I'm not saying it isn't. But goddamn, man, like Jesus. And then and let's not forget, that's just like going down. That's just for all we know, just going down to. For all we know, she could have maybe fallen on the ocean floor, right? Maybe, who
Yeah,
knows? Just the ocean floor. But let's not forget, what about how there's even underwater currents, like sorry, underground currents, even underneath the oceans,
yeah. I mean, there are
like,
underwater currents.
and there are underwater volcanoes. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Dude, tsunamis, hurricanes, things move the water. Like you're not gonna stay in one place.
Bro, for all we know, she could have been eaten by a megalodon. For all we know,
Word. For all you know, that's what freed her.
right? That she was, for all we know, she was eaten by a megalodon, and it was able to digest the Iron Maiden she was in, and then she was able to just claw her way out of the inside of a fucking giant shark. I don't fucking know. She could have been eaten by a kraken.
The Kraken.
Hey, you can tell me it doesn't exist, but with how much we don't know, there could be one down there. We don't know.
True.
Can't prove me that you can't 100% confirm to me that there's no such thing.
Fair. Fair.
I'm just
It's
saying.
highly unlikely.
It's highly unlikely.
Highly
It's
unlikely.
highly improbable.
But I cannot for certain deny.
Especially considering we keep finding larger and larger species of squid and shit. Like, how many times in your life have you come across like, oh, new species of like giant squid that's even larger than what we already previously found, discovered, or whatever.
All right, to be fair, Herbert, I'm not going around the internet looking for like recent squid findings.
I mean, they just show up on my timeline.
I you Your algorithm is weird, dude.
Listen. It was, you know what? You know why it was? It was because I forget, at one point I was like really interested in just octopi, and I was just like, all right, cool. So I decided to learn about them, and ever since then, just like whenever some shit about like an octopus or a squid should just like makes a headline, it's like, oh, well,
Sus.
they
Sus.
what?
Sus.
Sus?
Mad sus. What you mean you had a sudden interest in octopi?
Blame Sebastian.
Sus.
Bro, Sebastian was super into them, and I'm like, what's so special? And then, like, what actually scientifically interested me is the fact that even to this day, we can't figure out why they evolved the way they did, which is completely different from every other species on the planet that we know of.
All right, from a scientific standpoint, that is pretty interesting.
I'm like, we don't know, and I'm like, that is kind of wild. Also, the stories of like how they're so smart that there was my favorite, very quick story at an aquarium. They found one morning that the that some fish in a tank were like gone. They're like, "What the fuck happened to them?" They thought they were stolen. They checked the security cameras. They see the fish in the tank, and they see the security guard. The octopus in the aquarium across the hall memorized the guard's timings for his patrol. As soon as he left, climbed out of his tank, went to the other side, ate the fish, and went back to his tank before the guard came back.
Ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, these octopuses, man. Octopi. That's how it
And
is. These octopi
that's
are fucking
and
dangerous.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, yo, that's think if that's crazy. The fact that they're that smart and they can do shit that I. Oh my god. Anyway, very distracted. Point is, we don't know how Quinn got out of the Iron Maiden or where she ended up. And like you said, the ocean floor is constantly moving. Like stuff in the ocean is constantly moving because of the currents. So who knows if she even ended up back on English like soil when she got out.
Word. She could have landed up anywhere.
The, and we, in which case, like, what if she ended up? Because remember, they were like you said, they were in England. What if she ended up in a country whose language she did not speak?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very probable. It's very
It's very
probable. Like,
probable. It's very probable. But like also these immortals are hella capable. Like these are hella capable individuals. So I like she probably just learned language, like got did some jobs, got a plane, went to wherever she needs to
oh no,
go.
no, I just want to know. You know what I mean? I just want to
Yeah.
know how.
Word.
Like, I need that
Which
story.
which, you know, like which is why we need a sequel.
Yeah, and don't tell me to go read a book. Like, I read enough stuff right now. I don't need more at the moment. Maybe when I finish what I'm reading, then I'll check it out. But I have enough at the moment.
Fair. So apparently the last bit of news that we got about the sequel is there's suspected to be one, right? There's suspected to be a sequel, but
hmm
there is no official word from Netflix. You know, so
Fair.
yeah,
Like, how do I put it? I kind of understand why if they are doing it, why they want to keep it hush. But at the same time, I almost feel like they made this movie, didn't think it would like people would like it as much as they did. So they literally made it because again, the way it ends is the usual. I like a light novel anime. Hey, this is where it ends. Oh, you want to find out more of the story? Go read the fucking book.
I
That's
mean,
kind of where.
that's that's the old way of light novel anime.
How many light novel animes, even right now, do you know actually ended the story? I know one, which is Record of Grand Crest War. I know one, and
The
even then,
Monogatari series, that's two.
right, two. But here, hold on. I was gonna say one, but apparently I haven't confirmed this. Apparently, Record of Grand Crest War, even though it's a complete story, apparently it's not the end of the story. It's a complete story. You can watch the anime and enjoy it. Boom, done. Like they've dealt with everything that was presented. But
Mm.
apparently, the light novel goes further and they introduce more things.
All right, but
I'm not gonna go read it because I already have a complete story. I got what I wanted. Fuck
but
out of here.
to be fair, Herbert,
hmm
the times are changing. Like they're trying to finish Overlord. They're trying to
Are
finish.
they?
Bro,
Are they?
we got 3 seasons, right? We got 3 seasons, and like
Yeah.
four's coming. We don't know when four's coming. Four's coming.
We'll see.
I,
We'll see.
bro, like you got to admit, back in the day, season 2 would have been a miracle. Season 2 would have been a miracle. You would have been like, "Excuse me, a second season?"
Unless
Now,
you're
now,
Asterisk Score.
bro, let's not talk about that. That doesn't matter. But like now, we got a whole bunch of these stuff getting second seasons, third seasons, fourth seasons.
Where's your second season of Cavalry though?
It got stolen. Let's not talk about it. Like the hope is diminishing, but it definitely deserves one. But all I'm saying is that the culture is changing, and you know things can happen. It's not
I will
impossible.
say, you're right. I will say that is true because there have been a lot of series coming back after dumb long that I was just like, what? Case in
Bro,
point, we say it all the
bro,
time. Full Metal Panic.
bro. We're getting more Avatar. Bro. Bro, we're getting more Avatar. Like enough said, man. Like anything and everything is possible.
It's true. It's true. But we'll see if we get another Old Guard 2 or Old Guard 2, the new shift.
The new shit. Oh, that's a good name. That's a good title. I can't even front. The Old Guard 2, the new shift.
And honestly, for that movie, as much as I love to see Charlize Theron reprise her role, I don't know. I don't know anything about the story, but you could actually just have it like obviously have a time skip. Niall would have to still be around, obviously,
Yeah.
because she's the newest member. But everyone, all the rest of the group, except for Booker and Quinn, they could all be gone.
This is true. This is true. This is very true.
Like you need Booker and Quinn because they're clearly going to be the antagonists going forward. Andy's not immortal anymore, so unless she gets her immortality back, she should be dead. Depending on how far in the future you want to do this.
Yeah.
Niall has to be there because she's the newest, the youngest.
Joe and
But
Nikki are, who knows?
Who knows? Who knows how close they are to losing their immortality?
Shoot, depending on how far in the future this happens, you could have a whole bunch of new immortals.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Call it the New Guard. There you go. It writes itself.
Called Vader's Guard.
Vader's Guard.
Yo, it goes. Oh my god! Actually, that'd be kind of a cool story if like the actual story, right, actually progressed far enough into the future that you got to like intergalactic quote unquote guard, immortal guard.
That'd be pretty dope. That'd be pretty dope.
Right?
The Space Guard.
The Guardians of the Gal. Oh, actually, no, that's already taken.
No. Sorry.
The Galactic Guard. There you go.
Hey. Oh my goodness.
You know, kind of like the Galactic Kids Next Door.
Dude, it writes itself.
It does. It does, and I want more.
Absolutely.
I want more. Though, if Andy does get her immortality back, if we get a sequel and she does have immortality back, I will have even more questions. You know?
What you mean you got your immortality back? What do you mean it just came back one day? Also, how did you test it? Did you just get a paper cut and it just like disappeared? I'd be like, all right, that's fair. Or did you like, get shot and it was just like, nope.
and then you were alive and it's just like, what the? I thought I should be dead.
Well then.
And then you obviously murdered the person who shot you because they thought you were dead, and you're like,
because duh. Fuck else am I supposed to do? Let
I mean,
walk away.
Oh man, good stuff. Good stuff. Again, highly recommend it. 100%. It's really good. I love it. If anyone has read the graphic novels, please, like, obviously don't spoil it because if we get a sequel, I'm gonna want to watch it without spoiler free. And also, at this point, if I'm gonna wait a bit before I just cave in and start reading the graphic novel. But if you have read it, please let us know in the comments if you enjoyed it, if it's still ongoing, if you are enjoying it, and how you felt about the movie, especially because if you're already a fan and you saw this movie, I want to know if did it meet your expectations? Did it let you down? Yeah. Like because we loved it not having read the story, but if you as someone who's read it tells me this movie was trash, that tells me the graphic novels should be so much better.
Word. Either the graphic novels are absolutely out of this world amazing, or you have shit taste. I'm inclined to believe you. Don't get me wrong. You have the benefit of the doubt. But if I read it, I'm like, this is garbage. What are you talking about?
It is a possibility. Who knows? Maybe there are some youngsters out there too, like who are like, "Yo, bro, I heard someone say Bleach was in their top 3 anime of all time," and I'm like, "What?"
I think that I can't defend it. I'm sorry. It's just bad.
No,
It's a bad
no, you
opinion.
stop that.
It's a bad opinion.
I
Bleach has
listen.
great
I
fashion.
I may I may have I would have honestly let it pass if Bleach actually ended after they beat Aizen.
Word.
If it ended right there, Ichigo losses after the final Getsuga, Ichigo's human, boom, end of story. Like clearly it's written to be an ending. If it ended right there, I'd have been like, you got it.
Yeah, that's
Like
fair.
I don't,
That's fair. You know what?
I don't like it wouldn't be my top three, but I
Even the
understand why.
Fullbring arc, right? Even like to bring about his powers back, and everybody like came back, and then like they gave him the
And literal
powers,
full circle.
full circle, and then you ended it there, and like never did anything. I'd have been like, still good. I I don't think I needed it, but I'm glad you did it, and you ended it there. I'm good. But it kept going. I was like, all right, bro. Like,
The fact that the last arc, the fucking Quincy War bullshit, was so long that it accounts for a third of the entire series manga chapters. Just the last arc. It's a lot of
ridiculous.
chapters. It's a lot of chapters. Why? I didn't. No one asked for that many on a single arc. On a not good arc too.
Nobody did. Anyway, once again off topic, but it's besides the point. Yeah, I do want to know if anybody out there has read it. Let me know. Let me know, because graphic novel adaptations are, I feel like, few and far between.
And they're very hit or miss.
I think they're more hit than miss.
Well, I mean, like, there's no like okay versions. They're either great or they're ass.
It's fair. That's fair.
Like, which I understand because you're trying to appeal to the fan base, but you're also trying to bring in new fans.
They're trying to make money. Is what they're
Mm-hmm.
trying to do. So
Mm-hmm.
in the quest for money, I feel like the message gets muddled sometimes. But
It's like with the MCU. If I was a stickler for comic accuracy, I would have told you the whole MCU is garbage. Throw it out. Do it over.
word, but like that's not how you judge like the merit or
No,
not worth.
no,
Quality. There you go. The quality of a movie. It's not how you
no,
do it.
no. But I've said all I got on this movie. I don't know if you got anything else.
Um, nah, bro. Just give me the New Guard night shift.
Night
Uh,
shift.
uh, yeah, man. I want it. That's it.
Night shift is spelled. Night is spelled like a royal knight,
With a
not
K.
some of the yeah.
Oh my god.
That'd be great. But yeah, so thanks everybody for listening. Like I said, do highly recommend this movie. Go watch it. Go check it out. I, bro, I'd be willing to put money down on you loving it. But
Word.
I don't know you, and I have no context in you, so I can't. That being said, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, as always. The underscore content corner for updates about streams and new episodes. Don't forget to catch our weekly streams, courtesy of Lens, mostly at this point, because fuck my school. Um, and yeah, so Wednesdays at 7 and Fridays also same time.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll be able to stream with you guys with you / for you guys in the future at some point. Maybe on a day off or something. Who knows? Until then, catch y'all later.